John and Mary own shares of stock in a certain company. Does John own more shares of the company stock than Mary? So is J greater than M? Statement 1 says Mary owns more than 500 shares of the company stock, so doesn't tell us anything about J, so this statement will be insufficient. Statement 2, the number of shares of the company stock that John owns is 400 less than twice the number of shares of the company stock that Mary owns. So this means that John's stock is equal to twice Mary's stock minus 400. So let's think about this for a little bit. So one thing we know is neither John nor Mary, they can't have negative stock. So if the lowest stock John could have is 1, they tell it they both own shares, so we can't have 0. So Mary has to be greater than 200. That means so M is greater than 200. So let's think about this for a second. Let's say Mary owns 250 shares. That would mean John owns how much? 100. So in this case, Mary is greater than John. Let's say Mary owns 1,000 shares. So in that case, John will own 1,600 shares. So J would be greater than M. So if we put our statements together, now let's see. So now when we put them together, we can't use this guy anymore. So let's see what happens if Mary owned exactly 500 shares. If Mary owned exactly 500 shares, John would own 600 shares. So here, we still have John being greater than Mary. So is this always going to be true now? I think it might be. What about 550? So 550 times 2 would be 1,100 minus 400, so that John would equal 700. So it looks like as you go up, the spread by which John owns more stock than Mary just keeps going up. So together, it looks like it will be sufficient.